After 10 years of close friendship, it looks like Taylor Swift is finally abandoning Blake Lively, and all because of a lawsuit threat from Justin Baldoni.
Today, her team, and respect to them for the speed at which her marketing team moves, dropped an entire article in the press announcing that her and Blake are taking a break. They're no longer friends because, shocking, Taylor Swift feels used.
Yes, after being accused of playing a major role in pressuring Justin Baldoni to accept script changes, Baldoni is now coming for the big names involved. And let's just say, Taylor wants no part of this disaster. The whole scandal started when Blake Lively accused Baldoni of sexually harassing her on set, a bombshell claim that sent shockwaves through Hollywood.
Actress Blake Lively is accusing co-star and director Justin Baldoni of harassment and a smear campaign stemming from their work together on the summer movie It Ends With Us.
But then things got even crazier. Baldoni fired back with his own counter-lawsuit, accusing Blake of defamation and extortion.
Actor-director Justin Baldoni is now suing his former co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and extortion.
And just when you thought the plot couldn't thicken any further, Taylor Swift found herself in the middle of the storm. According to Baldoni, Blake roped in Taylor and even her husband, Ryan Reynolds, to help pressure Baldoni into accepting some major script changes. Yes, that infamous rooftop scene was at the heart of it all. Taylor's glowing praise for Blake's version of the scene, which might have looked like nothing more than supportive friend vibes, has now been twisted into evidence of manipulation.
She is saying that she then went and heaped praise on Blake Lively's version of the opening scene. That's what his lawsuit states. This is when they were talking about that rooftop scene, okay? So she inserted herself in that. So unless Blake gave her the nudge and said, can you go in there, in which case Taylor Swift is still responsible for having peer pressured him, then there's no deniability here. She can't say, I had nothing, I don't know how I got involved in this. You got involved in it because you peer pressured him to make a change that he didn't want to make to his movie.
Blake even went as far as calling Taylor one of her dragons, a sly nod to the fiery power players of Game of Thrones, implying she was being used like a weapon to sway his decision.
Her friends also think that Blake's "I'm Khaleesi and like her, I happen to have dragons" text to Justin was uncool and unnecessary because she was essentially used as an intimidation tactic. She was referred to as some kind of pet or possession. Taylor shouldn't even be involved in this at all.
Now, here's the real shocker. Taylor is saying, I had nothing to do with this. She insists that her involvement was purely circumstantial, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. According to a Reddit post 6 months ago, it alleges that when Blake was given the green light to make her own version of the film, she brought in video editors who work on Taylor's music videos.
It then says Blake hires T Swift's music video editors to do her version while she's filming in Italy for something else.
And if that wasn't enough to raise eyebrows, Taylor's hit song ended up being used in Blake's version of the movie.
So Blake uses a T Swift song in the movie.
Sony was all over that, and it looks like Taylor's contribution was strictly a business move, not a personal vendetta. Yet, with Baldoni's explosive claims, it's hard to ignore that her name is now tied to this mess. But wait, the drama doesn't stop there. Sources are whispering that Taylor might have had a personal beef with the movie's original composer. Apparently, he wasn't exactly kind to her in the past. When it came time to negotiate the soundtrack, Taylor allegedly laid down the law with an ultimatum: either kick the composer out or lose her song altogether.
Taylor Swift finds out that the original composer for the movie is someone that she worked with in the past that was mean to her. And she says it's either me or it's him. So you can use my song, but you got to get rid of this composer. Sony fires that composer to keep the Taylor Swift song.
And of course, Sony chose her hit over keeping someone who apparently couldn't play nice. Baldoni is furious, feeling left out and betrayed by these power moves, and now he's making sure Taylor feels the heat too. What's even more shocking is that this information is from a Reddit post 6 months ago, when nobody knew anything about this whole mess, which could mean it holds the truth.
I'm feeling that every single bit of that post, which happened 4 months before the general public was aware of anything going on, before any lawsuits were filed, has to be absolute facts, so that again, puts Taylor Swift at the center of this It Ends With Us.
Now that Taylor sees the solid evidence Justin has, she starts to realize that Blake could actually be proven wrong in this entire case. The weight of this realization is heavy on her, and she knows she can't afford to stay closely tied to Blake any longer. She's making a clear decision to cut ties and distance herself from the whole situation.
Taylor shouldn't even be involved in any of this. She was only going to visit Blake and Ryan with the understanding that the meeting would be over.
Taylor is well aware that if she publicly aligns herself with Blake and supports Justin's claims, the fallout could be catastrophic. She risks her entire reputation and career. Her concerts, which have always sold out in the past, could stop attracting fans. And worse, the very audience that once adored her might turn against her. Taylor's also aware of the consequences if Blake's career goes down in flames. If that happens, Taylor knows she won't be spared from the fallout. Blake's downfall would drag down everyone close to her, including Ryan Reynolds and herself. The stakes are high, and Taylor is beginning to see that staying in Blake's corner could cost her everything. Let's not forget how close Taylor and Blake once were. Their friendship goes way back to 2015 when they were part of the same glittery Hollywood circle. Back then, their lives were all about glitz, glam, and mutual support. When Taylor was dating Jake Gyllenhaal, Blake was already friends with him, and she naturally became part of Taylor's world. They attended each other's events, cheered each other on, and even became like family. Taylor was even named godmother to Blake's kids, and who could forget that cameo in Taylor's 2021 music video, I Bet You Think About Me. It all painted the picture of a bond that could weather any storm. So why the sudden change? According to sources, Taylor says that she wasn't even planning on being at that infamous penthouse meeting when Baldoni was present.
She was only going to visit Blake and Ryan with the understanding that the meeting would be over.
But when she found out that the meeting was still on, she showed up, determined to support her best friend. And support she did, until Blake dragged her into a legal and personal minefield. Now, she is distancing herself from her close friend because she doesn't want to be involved in any legal drama.
Tay didn't want to get any more tangled in the proceedings between the two former co-stars and their messy legal drama.
Taylor knows exactly how messy these situations can get. Remember, this isn't the first time Taylor has faced a sexual scandal. Back in 2017, she was at the center of a high-profile essay trial involving former DJ David Mueller.
Superstar Taylor Swift taking the stand in court today in blunt testimony describing details about an alleged groping attack. ABC's Clayton Sandell has the latest from the trial.
Taylor claimed that Mueller groped her during a 2013 meet and greet. And when Mueller countersued her for defamation, Taylor wasn't having it. She filed her own suit for battery and essay, seeking a symbolic $1 in damages. Believe it or not, the jury ruled in her favor, and Mueller was ordered to cough up that single dollar. And before all that, in 2015, Mueller even tried to sue her for defamation, claiming her allegations cost him his job.
I didn't do what they accused me of doing. My hand was never under her skirt. I never grabbed her.
That case was dismissed faster than you can say Swifties, and he never appealed. These past experiences have clearly taught Taylor to steer clear of drama that could resurface into something even more damaging. We are yet to see what happens next. Until then, take a look at Blake Lively being a nasty bully for 10 minutes straight. I will see you guys in the next video.